Hey guys, Kyle here. So, just before the show starts, I wanted to mention our Patreon. You can pay us $1 a month as a thank you, as a tip. You can pay $2 a month to get access to one of our bonus content shows, episodes 2 days early, and a secret Discord chat where all of our Patreon donors get to go and hang out and talk with us directly. Then there's a $5 tier that you can donate to get access to a whole bunch more content. We have multiple bonus episodes on there, so please check it out. Patreon.com/itgetsweird. We don't advertise, we don't make money, so check it out and throw some money if you think that would be cool. Thanks.
Welcome to It Gets Weird, our comedy show where we explore the unusual, the unbelievable, and the unexplained to try to make your world a little weirder. I'm Niall.
And I'm Kyle. And what do you think the mirror universe of It Gets Weird would be? It would be like It Gets Normal. We're here to explore the mundane, the banal, and the
uninteresting.
thoroughly explained.
Yeah.
To try and make
It
your
stays
world
normal.
It stays normal.
stay
Yeah,
normal.
instead of
it
it
stays
gets weird.
normal.
Yeah.
They're doing
That
like
stays normal.
the mirror
This
universe is coming
stays
back.
Normal.
There you go.
Just to be clear, the mirror universe is coming back. We're doing mirror universes again. We've expended all our energy on like universe building in our different properties that we've all come to love. Mirror universes are what's in. I'm calling it right now. This is the trend.
Yeah. Bizarro will be a podcast guest this calendar year.
Yep. So, I guess that does sort of make me wonder, what's the mirror universe of Niall, Kyle, and Jules? I can tell you mine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well-adjusted, financially healthy, Protestant.
Very, very religious. Like,
Yes, devout.
Incredibly religious. Yeah.
Devout. Those are a couple traits that you
Whereas-
can expect from the mirror universe, Kyle.
The opposite of me is like raised atheist, then converted hard in high school. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, and Jules is really into Elvis Presley in the mirror universe.
Mm-hmm. And Nick
is-
Swardson. Yeah, that's the first other Nick that came to mind. I couldn't think. What's another famous Nick musician?
You're insane. There's so many things wrong with where your mind went from that. Elvis has one other famous one.
Yeah,
Right.
Nick is one of the most common names on earth.
but name another massive recording artist that has
Carter.
Nick Cannon.
Okay, actually, you know what? You both got me there. But neither of those are currently relevant. But I guess it's up to those.
Well, neither is Nick Lowe and Elvis Costello, so we're
That's
doing
true.
fine.
But we did. But the thing is, I went for the low-hanging fruit because everybody always says that Elvis Presley is Elvis Costello's shadow. Everybody knows this. So I wasn't like making any sort of huge reach.
Elvis Costello is the mirror version of Elvis Presley.
Pretty much in the same universe. That's why Elvis Presley had to die.
The mirror universe of Jules, though, probably like can't do sick kick flips, hates smoking weed, isn't a chill hang.
Yeah.
Doesn't smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
Doesn't
like
smoke.
Never wears really cool sunglasses at night.
Yeah.
Never sucks dick. Like hates sucking dick so much.
These are all important things you got to know about mirror universe, Jules.
I'm here talking about this mirror universe shit, but everything we've just started listing sounds like it fucking sucks.
Yeah. Well, the mirror universe.
Maybe we're in the good timeline?
That could be it.
Here's the thing. In the mirror universe, the individual people suck, but the world somehow functions. Whereas our world barely functions, but some individual people are cool as shit. You know?
Yeah. It's ironic, huh?
Yeah. It's like rain on your wedding day.
It's just like rain on your wedding day. Hey, Jules is here.
Oh, yeah, we haven't said that yet. Welcome to the pod.
Jules, the podcast guest host.
Oh, that girl who loves sucking dick. Is she here?
I think she might be. Is she?
And-
Is she in the room with us?
Yeah.
And I think now is a good time to announce that the listenership of this podcast has only been steadily going up.
And so have all my prospects, baby.
Yeah.
It's all up for Jules.
No,
Your
I'm
stonks are
so
fucking going nuts right now.
I'm so happy Jules is here. It's I can't remember what our last episode was, but we were
Namaste.
just saying we got to get Jules back on again real soon.
Yeah.
So Niall, what brings us here today? Because we could just shoot the shit. We could just talk complete bullshit for the next hour and a half.
That's such a good question. So today, Kyle, I do have something prepared here. I do have some notes in front of me. Oh, I'm looking down here. Let me see what this says here.
Okay.
I think what it says is today, Kyle, we're gonna bring back an old standby, a thing that I realized that I never covered as in depth as I would like to. So I'm using this as an opportunity to set myself up for future episodes. Kyle, today we're gonna talk about Agarthans and the Hollow Earth. And
Pogs in the chat.
yeah, Pogs
in the chat. I don't know if they do Pog anymore. Do they do Pog now?
Didn't Pog get milkshake ducked
Yeah,
or something? The guy, I don't know.
See how many more of those you can string.
Yeah.
along.
Pog got milkshake ducked. Gronk is working on a new liquid. Poob has it for you. Bib me a chegg.
Yeah.
Bib
Bib Bib is now part of Chegg. Yeah.
Bib me is now part of Chegg. A Chegg instance. Wow.
In the mirror world, Chegg has become part of Bib.me. You know?
Anybody who's just not quite online enough to understand the last 30 seconds, I apologize for that.
I don't. Get online.
Okay, that's well. I don't know whether I want to like stamp that suggestion.
Reject grass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Embrace the electric.
You know what? Grass has bugs on it. You know what doesn't have bugs on it? The internet. Except for when your browser.
I could think of a couple bugs.
Yeah. Now
Centipedes?
pictures of. Yeah.
In my vagina.
We're all so online, you guys.
It's a little. That's an old one. That's for the old heads. That's for the people who were around in 2008.
If you think I didn't have that shit saved to my computer,
that was the hot
as,
meme
like,
at the time.
centipede-vagina.jpg.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's a classic one. I mean, that was back when internet memes were just so funny. And it's just not the same.
Kyle, frankly, I don't know what you're talking about, so here's a bunny with a pancake on its head.
This is
My favorite part of our podcast is once every 3 months where we just take 20 minutes to quote like 2000s memes at each other.
We're in our early 30s. We have to do it.
Yeah.
Our
It's
doctors
true.
told us we have to do it every 3
We're
months
huge-
or else we'll explode.
huge dorks in our early 30s, and very early 30s, mind you. And we
We
gotta
all had
talk
a
about
computer
this stuff.
room
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
at one point in our lives.
th-
And so
I-
we have to do this.
I miss the computer room. Now just
too.
my room is the computer room. And it's completely ruined my life. I'll say it.
The computer room should never be a room that's also fucked in.
Don't worry, it isn't.
That's an interesting
Those should
criteria.
be so. Oh, poor
I
Kyle.
just
But
self-owned
opposite,
so
Mirror
hard.
Kyle. Mirror Kyle doesn't have a computer, but he fucks all the time.
Yeah, Mirror Kyle plays football and fucks all the time and doesn't own a computer.
But he can't code for shit.
Yeah,
That's
true.
true.
You got that going
That's
for you.
true. And what the fuck does he know about anime? Huh?
Fucking nothing. Oh god.
So what about the Hollow Earth?
Has seen
Spit it
every
out.
fucking ESPN 30 for 30 though. So which is the opposite of anime, as we all know. So the Agarthans
Yeah.
The Agarthans are a race of people. My favorite thing about them is, by all accounts, they look exactly like humans, but can reach up to 15 feet tall. So they're basically all just like the tall guy from It Follows, you know?
Right. Now, for the listeners at home, these people are not real.
Do we really have to put that at the beginning of each episode? You know?
Well, no, I guess not. But it's been, I mean, when's the last time? I think when we talked about Hollow Earth last time, that may have been sub 100 episodes.
It was episode 98, and then we did
geez.
the Hollow Flat Earth debate as well.
The debate, yeah.
That Colin moderated. But yeah, I went back and checked through and kind of scrubbed through the episode 98. And you had a big question answer that involved our entire universe being inside of Elon Musk somehow. And you literally said this bit's gonna age really poorly, and for that I just want to commend you for your foresight.
I did not remember that at all.
Yeah. We were talking about
fuck?
Dyson spheres, and you were kind of on the Elon Musk simulated reality kind of tip at the time.
Okay.
And you kind of smashed all that together, and then luckily called out that referencing Elon Musk in a podcast like this would only get worse with time, which is proven to be true. So
yeah, that is,
and it'll continue to be true from here on too.
Yeah.
If you are listening to this back from the future, I guarantee you, even this has aged worse. Just evoking him.
What if he turns on a dime and becomes fucking awesome? What if like he just out of nowhere overnight he just comes out and he's like just solving world problems, he's giving his money away, he's reuniting with his family, and he's
what if he like wins the internet tomorrow?
What if he wins the internet? What if he breaks the internet then wins the internet? He breaks the internet with this big oiled up fat fucking ass, and then he wins it immediately after
by carrying a sink into Twitter headquarters.
I mean, just consider all that and let that sink in.
Yeah. So the Agarthans, tall motherfuckers. Okay, so
they can get up to 15 feet tall.
Now,
but do they?
Yes.
They frequently.
What's fun is they don't have to, because part of why I'm covering this. Kyle, actually, go ahead. Go ahead and do
Well, I just was going to ask, because it's been so long I don't remember, are the Agarthans, who live inside the hollow earth that we live on top of, are they aliens? Is that where this all came from? I don't remember.
Largely, no. There are some people who here's the best way I can describe it. In most places, they are descendants of Lemurians or Atlanteans. And in some versions of the Lemurian and Atlantean myths, they come from other places, and that would make them technically aliens. But there's not really a lot of theories that the Agarthans are directly aliens by themselves, you know?
Okay. So it has the potential. It does sound like it has the potential to be aliens if you want them to be, given that some people who have conspiracies about Atlantis and stuff, they'll say, oh, the Atlanteans were technically ancient aliens or whatever. So it's there, but I do recall this story, this idea of the Hollow Earth would have come out probably around the time that there was like pulp science fiction stuff that was like talking about similar ideas, and that's not necessarily aliens, I guess, but anyways, I'll hand it back off to you. I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, so, these things do date. The idea of a Hollow Earth dates back to, depending on how far you want to go back, either the 14th or 16th centuries. And so it does predate, like, a lot of pulp sci-fi stuff, but not... Only conceptually. Like, the actual lore, we do have a kind of date back to that I'll get to in a little bit. But it's, so we'll get more into that in a little bit. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit more here. So one of the reasons that I wanted to cover this is in looking up stuff, it turns out, we're going to get to the details of this, but in 2016, a so-called ambassador of the Agarthans came forward and was like, talked at a conference in New York. And so I have details on a supposed Agarthan that lives amongst us and has a very easily findable LinkedIn page. So we're gonna get to that in a little bit. But
How
like,
tall is he?
She.
Oh,
The doctor was a
me.
woman.
Excuse me.
It is I don't know, average height, because
For
she
an
was
Agarthan, so 12 feet.
This is the best part of it. She supposedly is a Romanian-born human version of an Agarthan. So like Agartha, like I don't know if like an Agarthan fucked someone in Romania or if they just like implanted something or whatever. But she's like 5'8", like it's. So, like, the one identifying feature of an Agarthan is not present in the one Agarthan that claims to exist on this earth. And I find that really funny. Yeah.
It's giving shades of Valiant Thor. It just makes me think of how there was, like, a guy that people thought was Valiant Thor, and there's, like, photos of the guy who was supposedly Valiant Thor. Or just, I'm not going to pull her name, but there's like, this actually describes a lot of people, surprisingly, but there are the people who like consider themselves alien hybrids who go out and like do big, talks and channeling or whatever the fuck. Those people, like there's this one that I've looked into who like, this is terrible. She incorporates a lot of like Nazi UFO mythos in her like starseed alien human hybrid like backstory. Yeah. And she does a lot. She was talking with oh my god, I can't believe I'm forgetting names right now. The woman who made A Strange Harvest. Linda Moulton Howe.
Yeah.
This woman who like. If I remember correctly, was a starseed and an alien human hybrid, was getting interviewed with Linda Moulton Howe and was like doing all this UFO mysticism, alien bullshit, starseed, new age, whatever, and was like ultimately like long-windedly explaining why Hitler's actually not a bad guy.
Which like if that's your alien missive, is to like stand up for Hitler, I'm immediately very skeptical of everything you've said in your entire life,
Yeah, everything else is fine. It's the Hitler part where I'm starting to scratch my head, frankly.
Yeah, I'll accept, hey, I'm very accepting. If you want to be an alien human hybrid, I don't give a shit. That's perfectly fine. Just keep away from the Nazi imagery.
Fully embraced some of these people. They're into it. But I guess now's the time to be doing that kind of a grift, so.
Yeah. So here, just to kind of get into a little bit of Agartha is typically considered the, like, basically the country that exists inside the center of the earth. And then, depending on where you look, its capital cities are either Shambhala, which is they crib from from some religious texts, or Telos, if you want to make the capital be in America instead of overseas, which Telos exists underneath Mount Shasta. So that's how we tie in all of this stuff to Mount Shasta, if you want to do that.
Oh my god.
Which I do want to. There will be a forthcoming episode on the city of Telos and its library, the Library of Porthalagos, because that's a whole other fucking thing that I want to get into. And one of the approximately 5 episodes that this episode is going to spawn. So
I wish I could describe the look on Jules's face as she was like watching you explain that.
Yeah,
it was really good. It was like it was a mix of. Yeah, it was like a mix of amusement, but also like an, oh my god, I can't, unbelievable that these are the words coming out of your mouth, and also like a admiration, but like a sort of like somewhat withheld admiration because it's also like insane.
This is all good. But this is what was going on.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it was coming across.
I could kind of picture it even before he started describing it, because
I would say there was a fondness.
Yeah, you like when
definitely.
I rant about nonsense. Like I've described whole plots of Kamen Rider episodes to you, and you look at me very fondly, which is really a joy in what you want in a partner.
Get you a man who looks at you like Jules looks at Niall while he's explaining Hollow Earth.
No, it's one of those things where there's so many like elements from so many different weird new age woo-woo UFO things that it's so hard to, it's just a total word salad to if you don't know the connective tissue between these things.
It's like us saying Pog got milkshake done.
Yeah, exactly.
That
it's
just happened to me in real time, where it's just like, once you start stringing proper nouns, I'm like, I get the concept. I go up to a certain point, and then you start saying proper nouns, and I'm like, sure.
Yeah. Well, we'll refrain from doing too many proper noun soups going forward. But
no, please,
there
teach
will
me.
be some.
Learn my ass.
Regardless, the Mount Shasta connection is sort of related to Atlantis, which would place Telos in the Agarthan center of the
And
Hollow
how much
Earth.
does Shasta have to do with the delicious pop beverage brand?
That's where they
actually
get
it's
it.
yeah. Shasta Cola is actually the piss of the big feet that come out of Mount Shasta.
Yep. They're
So that's
harvesting
something which,
Bigfoot piss.
which honestly, if you look at
Is
it,
it
when there
humanely
stopped being
done?
Bigfoot sightings around Mount Shasta, that's when Shasta Cola went off the market.
You guys are cracking it wide open right now.
And I hate to tell you this, but it is not humanely. They have a Bigfoot
Oh.
farm that's just not,
Fuck.
cramped quarters.
Those things that
they're
they
just-
use on cows.
They're just like intravenously putting fluids into big feet and like making them piss like, into a cath. Like it's tubes in, tubes out, production line.
Plus a tube that goes directly in the mouth that just blasts water into their throat. Just really just pump them full of water
Simultaneously hydrated and waterboarded.
Yeah.
Constantly.
constantly.
Which sounds like some of the most awful torture you could go through.
And that's
but
why
hey,
we're trying to save the
Shasta's a
Mount Shasta
refreshing
Bigfoot.
beverage. Yeah. So actually, I've never had Shasta. That's not really important to this episode, but I just said it was delicious without
What?
having ever tasted it.
What color is Shasta the beverage?
That's such a good question.
I think Shasta has multiple flavors, doesn't it?
I think
really?
I think it's a brand.
Like
But
a
It's
Faygo?
I feel like it has like a purple can, a green can, a black
Sure.
can. I don't know.
Oh, well.
That's how I
let me-
picture it.
I don't-
I honestly don't know if I'm thinking of the right thing. I haven't seen Shasta since I was
yeah, that's because we were we stopped being able to get the wee out of the big feet.
I know.
So
I'm learning a lot.
anyway, the history of Agartha is inexplicably tied, of course, to Hollow Earth theory. It started a little after Hollow Earth. Weirdly, the first original theory about Agartha was not that it was part of the Hollow Earth. It was that it was this mythical lost city in like the Himalayas. So the original Agarthan theory has nothing to do with Hollow Earth anyway. But then pretty soon after that, it was like, no. It's not actually a hidden city in the mountains. It's actually inside the earth, and you get into the earth through the mountains. And then, over time, of course, you had the development of the theory with the holes at the poles, which is one of my favorite Hollow Earth theories, where you either have to enter the Hollow Earth through the north or south poles, leaving, which makes like Earth like the shape of a bead, which I think is fun. Like there's just like a core through the center that you could stick a cosmic string through.
A giant par 2 golf course,
Yeah.
basically.
Sure. And so yeah, people will in certain places say that Agartha and Shambhala are just the same thing. Like I said earlier, some places they also call Shambhala the capital of Agartha. All of these are kind of different theories that are all kind of circling around the same stuff. So you'll find various versions of this all around. But
Isn't there a song about Shambhala?
Yeah,
Is that
we're going to
Shambhala that I'm thinking of?
Shambhala. Yeah.
there are multiple, yeah.
Is that are you thinking of Three Dog Night?
Is it Three Dog Night?
It might
Could
be
that
Three Dog.
be?
I could be wrong, but I
On the road to Shambhala.
that's the one. That's the one.
Weirdly, that's not the song that I have referenced and that I found referenced in my notes, which was like a rap song from the 90s.
Oh,
that had
sure.
a music video showing that was like a futuristic like dystopia Earth, but with like a utopic Shambhala and Agartha in it, which I have it in here somewhere. We'll get to that in a little bit. But so there are multiple songs that reference this mythology. Hollow Earth and Agartha and Shambhala, whether you look at it as part of Hollow Earth or not, are things that get referenced in pop culture, and will pop up various places. As recently as fucking Godzilla Kong stuff, there we have a lot of Hollow Earth nonsense in those movies as well.
Well, every time it's brought up, I also have to mention that my introduction to the concept of Shambhala is Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh yeah,
the movie is the conqueror of Shambhala. Just a little fun fact.
Yeah. So of course Shambhala comes from sacred Hindu texts, but the idea of Agartha and the name Agartha really comes into things in the 19th century. A writer and linguistics enthusiast named Alexander Saint Yves Delvedre came upon the term and started using it when he started studying Sanskrit in the 19th century. And he found a guy named Prince Harji Sharimph, who we don't really have a lot of information on. This is just someone who is kind of referenced in St. Ives' work. But he was a man that was supposedly educated in the unknown and came and was schooled at what he called the Great Agarthian School. And that's where he had learned both Sanskrit along with the Agarthan language Vatanian, that has yet I'm curious if I haven't actually seen if the ambassador says anything about their supposed language, but that doesn't get brought up many places going forward.
What was his name?
Which one?
Shrimph.
Prince Harji Sharimph.
I think Tom Cruise should play him in the movie.
Look, he's a well-educated man that knows what he's doing, so I think that's a perfect role for him.
And he does all his own stunts.
Yeah. Do you say Tom Cruise or Tom Hanks?
I absolutely said Tom Cruise, and you answered me like I said Tom Hanks, and I was letting it go.
Yeah,
because what you said was technically true about Tom Cruise too.
It's
but
true.
It's not what we say about Tom Cruise, so I knew that you were confused immediately.
I got Hanks on the brain.
You're a little
too.
Hank pilled right now.
Yeah.
You both were
we're
Hanksing it up.
absolutely Hanks pilled.
And if you want to know more about that, check out patreon.com/shitgetsweird.
Yeah,
Key
that's where
Hanksgiving
Niall
is
and I
coming
talked
up
about it.
next month.
that's true.
Oh.
You talked about being Hanks pilled?
Yeah, I described the Lady Killers to Kyle. So if you
Well,
wanna
I just
hear-
watched Here from last year, directed by Robert Zemeckis, so I'm in a Hank.
Yeah, you had a Hanky double feature.
You're hankering.
I'm getting down to
Hanks
some
are-
Hanksy Panksy.
Yeah.
We could do this all night.
And I will.
So okay, so here's just a fun thing. So last time I talked about the Hollow Earth, we talked a lot about Admiral Byrd. Admiral Byrd gets brought up in both Hollow and Flat Earth stuff because he took a voyage to the South Pole, or not really the South Pole, but more Antarctica, and supposedly in his journals recounted seeing this ice wall and this great land beyond it that was green and lush and all this shit.
Didn't he also put out that folk album?
Admiral, what is the...
Or wait, sorry. What did you say his name was?
Admiral Byrd?
Oh, I was thinking of Andrew Bird.
Oh, Andrew Byrd. That's what I was just trying to figure out. What
got it, ha ha.
Sorry, I guess I can't. I don't know how you can be both a flat Earth and a Hollow Earth guy. How is that?
I think he was a flat Earth guy,
But he had a phase.
But
He
Hollow
went through
Earth
a
people
phase.
have used him and his journals and stuff. Because a thing that you'll find is Hollow and Flat Earth people both use a lot of the same historical sources.
Yeah.
To try to make their theories, and they just interpret them pretty differently. Now, this isn't talking about Journey to the Center of the Earth and shit. That is a Hollow Earth thing specifically, but some of the more expedition type stuff.
If you take the flat Earth, it's basically a snap bracelet.
True.
It's true.
And
That's
so
true.
all you have to do is slap it on God's wrist, and it's a Hollow Earth.
There you go.
That's true. That's so true, Jules.
Just slap it on God's wrist.
You have to slap it on God's wrist. And this is what people don't understand about flat Earth.
Yeah.
Is that's how it works. If you wanted a hollow Earth, you would slap that on. You'd have to slap it on God's wrist as a flat Earth to get hollow Earth.
Exactly.
So the point I was getting at is this guy did an Antarctic expedition that's pretty well documented and talked about. That stuff was brought into the Hollow Earth theories by a guy named Raymond Bernard, which is a pseudonym. For his actual name is Walter Siegemeister, which he's also another whole episode that I want to do, so I'm not going to get too in depth on him right now. But he basically misinterpreted a lot of stuff that Admiral Byrd wrote to try to make it fit all of his theories, and that's how it kind of got wrapped into all this stuff. But the thing I was getting to with Admiral Byrd is this is just the thing I found interesting in doing research for this. He also had a supposed North Pole expedition where he flew over the North Pole and was able to see it. And people will cite this as like he saw past the fucking thing and saw into the Earth so you could see the hole that leads into the Hollow Earth. But there's been a lot of research done. And as of approximately 2013, people found out by looking at his flight logs and all of the notes he took on his meters and everything, he missed the North Pole by like almost 100 miles. And so like the whole idea that people are using Admiral Byrd's North Pole flyover as part of like research for these topics and stuff is kind of erroneous. Like it's he never made it. He missed it. And like he might, you could make the case, oh, he saw it because he was high up, he could see far in the distance, whatever, and saw something, but he didn't get there,
Yeah.
And I just think that's interesting because Admiral Byrd gets brought up so much in these theories, and his Antarctic expedition, sure, you can, but even the journals that people cite on that stuff were written like 20 years after the fact. And in a lot of cases misquoted and misinterpreted. So the justification for all these things is actually a lot thinner than even the flat earthers and hollow earthers think,
Yeah, well, and the thing that I think maybe the most baffling thing when I remember how in the Flat Earth documentary that we watched all those years ago, where they're talking about like flight paths that are designed to prevent you from seeing the edge of flat Earth in the firmament and stuff.
Yep.
And, I always just thought that was maybe the most baffling aspect of flat Earth in general, of just like, we'll just go fly out there and see the thing that you're so convinced is there. But it turns out they're not even, like, getting there. They're just getting so excited 100 miles out that they're just like, got it, going back.
Yeah, it's really silly. Flat Earth stuff, especially like Hollow Earth, I think is more fun, even though it has. It's hard to separate it from a lot of its origins in like theosophy and stuff. Like the Nazi occultism really kind of bought in on it. But as a theory, I think it's kind of more fun to speculate about. Flat Earth is just so. It's so disproven. It's not even funny.
Well, and the Hollow Earth people, you don't see them like, fucking, having like harassment campaigns against NASA or like going up to people in restaurants with a "Flat Earth is real, prove me wrong" shirt and like accosting people, which is things that I've seen Flat Earth people do. Now, Hollow Earth people, I'm sure exist, but I think because they're so much of a much smaller community, they're just not as maybe they do that shit, but I've never heard it before.
Yeah.
So that also makes it a little more fun.
Yeah. Okay. So here's where I was what I was trying to get at earlier. Agartha as a place was originally the quote solar capital of India in 13,300 BC. This is the original idea of it, and this was brought forth by a French writer named Louis Jacques Colliot, in a book called Les Filles des Dieux, which is a manuscript
My Two
from
Feet.
like exactly, yeah.
I actually
and
don't. I don't know French.
No, it's something about it's some. I looked it up earlier. It's something about the Earth. Like the title is the joys of the Earth or something. It's something like that.
Oh.
But so he was a colonial officer in South India and wrote a lot of books at the time, including a trilogy that delved into the mythology of India, but in its relationship to Christianity. So he was basing a lot of this on the fact that he was supposedly given access to a bunch of manuscripts that revealed over 15,000 years of Indian history. And this included stuff that told him of the history of the story of Asgartha, which was the original, I believe the original spelling in his manuscript. Now, this is almost certainly bullshit. He was not given secret access to 15,000 years of historical manuscripts. And he just made it all up to sell books, Which,
yeah.
So like all of this, the original text that all of this comes from, first of all, isn't even about Agartha being a hollow earth center of the Earth city or land. It's about it being a mythical place on the surface of the Earth. And it's also entirely made up,
Yeah. Now, I want to get ahead of this real quick. I realized that I, for whatever reason, thought that title you said earlier was French.
It was.
It was? Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then I was good. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. I was
even better now.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, I think I'm worse. But sorry. Well,
It was in French, and you both stumbled through not knowing French for some reason, and
Yeah.
everyone heard it.
That's what
we
we
were
did.
all here.
I never really tried with that one. It's like a pain in the ass to try and pronounce those words. If you ever
Yeah,
like,
I learned how to say ratatouille, and I was like, I'm good.
well, that one's easy.
Yeah.
Ratatouille.
I like menage a trois.
Oh, menage a trois. Do you ever walk up into a Starbucks and be like, "Can I get a croissant?"
I regularly walk in. I literally open the door to Starbucks and just shout it from the door.
One croissant. Oh shit! It's croissant guy.
No,
That's
it's
what they say.
croissant guy.
Croissant. Well, they wouldn't. Well, okay, maybe they would. Croissant guy. Yeah.
If they're gonna play along with the bit, they will. So, this theory then gets kind of reinterpreted over time in a book called by Ernest Renan, who wrote stuff that he was the one that took it and made it kind of synonymous with Asgard because there's originally Asgartha. And so there's also this weird, like, people tried to make it Nordic for a second. And then Alexandre St. Ives, in one of his books in the 1800s, then kind of started the modern concept of Agartha being an inner Earth land. So it kind of took... it had a couple detours on the road to what we know it now. And I just find that interesting that... Because the original spelling does make it seem like it says Asgard, and there are still people that will try to kind of tie those things together in a way that is not... Like, people really want everything to be Nordic mythology, especially when they have, like, flavors of kind of white nationalism and stuff.
Yeah.
And that stuff pops up in here, pretty regularly throughout its history,
And it was Ernest who wrote about this. Ernest goes to
Ernest
Asgard.
Renan. Yep. Yeah, he wrote about a Nordic Asgard in Central Asia, seemingly kind of cribbing off of Jacoliot. So
The earth is hollow. Know what I mean, Vern?
I've never actually seen an Ernest movie. I feel like that's one of those things that you kind of got to see when you're young, right? Like in...
yeah, I've
Yeah,
never seen.
I can't imagine that anyone is like discovering the Ernest movies
Man.
organically in 2025. Like, imagine someone who's never heard of them, just like a young person getting into comedy, finds one of those and is like, this is blowing my fucking mind. I can't believe this shit.
See, I got into Ernest recently, but I'm a purist. I only like the commercials, not the movies.
Oh my God.
You're like back when he was doing, I think it was like car commercials or something is where he started.
All kinds of commercials.
But like
yeah.
he started as a commercial guy, and
Yes.
then they made the movies,
Yes.
right?
Because
Yeah.
I believe, and shoot me in the street if I'm wrong about this.
All right, let's go to the
No.
street.
But I think he was a Second City guy who did it as a character.
Second City trained. Huh?
I believe, but he could have been from someplace else. But like I believe he was an improv guy who that was a character that he did, and then he got a commercial doing it, and the commercials were so popular that he got to make movies.
Like
That's
a long-running
crazy.
movie series.
Isn't that insane?
I didn't know that.
Media used to be so different, and the rules were so different back then.
Yes.
It's so crazy to think about
Like
it now.
that same thing. It happened like the whole Pee Wee Herman doc that shows kind of his history.
Yeah.
Where it's just like he had a stage show that people loved so much that network execs were like, let's just put this guy on TV as a kids entertainer. Is so weird.
It is.
Like
It's wild.
Ugh.
But also let's give this guy a movie. Let's make sure that he has a movie that has very little oversight from a studio. By the way, so much of that stuff is so wild. Where it's just like, they just let us make what we wanted to make. Can you imagine a world where creatives get to just make what they want to make?
I have 3 jokes in the chamber if you're cool with that.
Yeah, go ahead. Hit me up.
Why no third city?
Good start.
They are you looking forward to the Limu Emu movie? That's the second joke. And then the third joke is imagine being a teenager going to rent a movie, which you can't do now. So this joke actually doesn't work. You're like a teenager going to rent a movie and you're like, oh, you're like going based off of like cover and title piques your interest. And you're like, Ernest sounds stupid, huh? Or Ernest goes crazy.
Scared
What
stupid?
the Ernest scared stupid? Fuck!
Let's get a clean read on that one, Kyle.
No, sorry, I'm done. You get where that was going.
Yeah, I got it.
Look, the kids yearn for Ernest Scared Stupid. Okay, let's get fucking back to this stuff. So let's lay out. Here's kind of a rundown of.
Honestly, I could do 10 minutes on the Limu Emu.
Yeah,
I mean,
for
who
real.
couldn't? I think we all yearn for a podcast that is purely content about the Limu Emu.
I fucking hate those commercials so much. Anyways, go ahead.
So St. Ives describes Agartha as an underground city with millions of inhabitants, ruled by the sovereign pontiff, who is of Ethiopian origin, I guess. This person had magical powers and advanced technology, and was assisted by 2 others named the Mahatma and the Mahanga. And unlike Jacaliot before him, St. Ives says that this was still in existence. This place still existed, and had been moved underground 3,200 years before this. Before, whenever this was, 1800s. Agartha does keep track of what happens on the surface, but they're more advanced in technology and basically want to kind of keep separate from the surface dwellers. This eventually is the kind of stuff that leads to people saying they are the descendants of Atlanteans and Lemurians that moved into the Earth after this great, like, kind of cataclysmic sinking of Atlantis, however long ago that was. A thing I like about the development of this kind of theory is how the elements will stay the same and the details will just kind of be shifted into the cultural consciousness of whenever the theory is being written,
Yeah.
And so it starts out as this kind of back in the era where India and everything is this great unknown for a lot of people. So it is the kind of mystical other that is kind of existing at the time. But as the world becomes more and more connected and people understand, other countries and existing and stuff, they then have to move to these mythological replacements for that kind of mystical other. And that's when it kind of shifts into the Atlanteans and Lemurians and stuff. And it's just interesting to me how this stuff develops over time,
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
So, St. Ives' version of the story is the one that really makes the theory pop. It's the one that makes it kind of known around the world. over time, that then leads to people taking expeditions and stuff to try to go look in for places to find their way into the Hollow Earth. It leads to a lot more various people writing texts about this mythological place. Specifically, it moves on to a Polish explorer named Ferdynand Ossendowski, who wrote in his 1922 book Beasts, Men, and Gods that he was hearing of this mythical land called Agartha in his travels in Mongolia. So it kind of shifts place there again. He says that Agartha had over 800 million people, and in 2029 it would invade the surface world. Here, their language, the Vatanen here, spelled a little differently, rears its head again, and that he also kind of keeps the power structure that St. Ives established with the leader guy who had two kind of generals underneath him. But yet again, it's spelled slightly differently. So this stuff kind of changes a little bit each time. Yeah, so we're nearing the point where they're going to come back to the surface world.
Yeah, that's just a couple years away, so it could still actually happen for real.
Mm-hmm. And so there's
how long ago did they say that date?
This was in 1922.
22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when 2029 seemed like the most far off time
It's
that you could
always
have.
better to pick a date that at the time that you say it, modern science will not allow you to live that long.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is how you have to do it.
You cannot be alive when you predict some future thing. You know,
Yep.
It's good.
My rule for when I'm like, making all my predictions about like future alien invasions and, Nostradamus type events is to just pick, just basically say the date is 100 years from when I'm alive now plus 7. And that's what I do basically every time.
That's a really good rule.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I want to just hit a couple names and kind of seed a couple things.
You have a similar thing on your Bumble profile.
Yeah.
What the fuck? First of all, I deleted all those fucking apps. Thank you very much. I'm going now. I'm cut this.
Now you're just on Grindr.
No.
No, he's just on Christian Mingle.
Yeah,
Farmers only.
Yeah.
Leave it all in. Double it.
So, a guy that I just want to seed because he's going to be his own episode eventually is a guy named Cyrus T.
You want to seed him? Well, I got an app for you.
However, Christian Mingle won't work with this guy because he is a self-anointed messiah of his own religion, which is one of my favorite things you can be in the world of weird here.
Knocks out eHarmony too.
Yeah, true. However, leaves Farmers Only in the running.
Farmers Only is on the table.
It depends on the region, but yeah.
Yeah. So this guy took on the name Koresh eventually and had his own cult / religion known as Koreshanity. And this led to him having his own commune and his own belief system that invoked a lot of Hollow Earth ideologies and stuff. He was known as an eclectic physician, which was the thing at the time, that is effectively like an occult believer in occult physics and stuff. Like, you know how like for a long time electricity was like thought of as this like mystical force back before we really kind of understood everything about it and stuff. Sure. Like it's in that kind of era because this guy was born in 1839 and he died in 1908. So he's in that kind of era where we're like, current is a little bit of a kind of woo-y kind of topic for people. And he has an absolutely wild story that we're going to get more into in a future episode. I just wanted to kind of bring up because he's one of the people that really kind of kept the Hollow Earth drum beating in this time period. And he because he was a messianic figure, this is the last thing we're going to talk about with Cyrus Teed, but it pops me so much that I have to say it here. Because his followers at his commune that believed in Koreshanity, the religion he named after himself, they believed he was a messianic figure. When he died, they just propped his body up, waiting for him to revive for days. And supposedly, even as followers started to fall off and everything, they only fully gave up on his coming back from the dead when a flood came in and washed his body away.
So they sat through the stink and everything. The flies, the maggots, they just were like, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then God intervened.
And that's like one of the many wild-ass things that are involved in the story of Cyrus Teed that we will talk about more in a future episode.
It honestly is almost like posthumous divine like punishment. Like, wow.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's crazy.
So to kind of end this topic.
Well, to be honest, though, Jesus rolled a stone away. So
yeah, and
it's true.
Doesn't
flew
really
one up
prove
there.
shit.
Well,
does
technically, the angels rolled the stone away, and Jesus.
But what
left.
I'm saying is,
Wait, is that true?
the water or nay,
True.
he still could come back.
Oh,
I mean, he still, he could. But maybe, hey.
So what I'm saying is, there's a chance.
Maybe the water just brought him down into the hollow earth.
Yeah.
And he's taken over ruling Agartha.
I just realized that there are 4 elemental messiahs.
It's true.
Go on.
So
Go ahead.
Jesus, they came down, and some angels helped him move the rock. I actually don't. You just told me that's true, and that's how I'm able to connect this thread.
Yeah.
I thought he just kicked that son of a bitch out of the way himself. He just was like, bam, on the rock and just got it out of there. But no, angels come down, and then they fucking fly him up through the air. Air Messiah. Messiah of the air
I thought he was going to
element.
be the stone Messiah because of the stone. But
No, that's
sure,
not one of the 4
yeah.
elements.
Earth, I guess, yeah. Okay.
Well, it depends. So air for Jesus, and then Christianity, water. He flew. He departed in
That's
a
right.
flood. Now there's 2 more messiahs to look for: the fire messiah and the electricity messiah. Or earth. It could be earth or electricity. Maybe there's 5 elements. I really don't know. Jury's still out.
Yeah. This theory's great. No holes. I'm
Thank
with you 100%. So to kind of to kind of go out on this a little bit, I want to talk about the ambassador of the Inner Earth Kingdom of Agartha, Tamarinda Mawson, who spoke in New York City in 2017. This was a press release from December 30th of 2016 on a website called PR Log.
This is that short bitch?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That is exactly how I would describe Tamarinda Mawson.
By comparison to the actual true Agarthans.
Yeah. So this is the thing that actually happened, everybody. I just want to make this clear. This part of it did happen.
This
I'm not
is a
saying
real
what they're
person.
saying is true, but this thing did happen. So Tamarinda Mawson came forward as the official ambassador of Agartha, and they put on this thing called the Agartha to Humanity World Symposium, which is basically was marketed as a place where we're going to have, the ambassador from Agartha come and talk to humanity and kind of begin the eventual kind of unveiling of Agarthans to humanity, But, here's from the press release. Tamarinda Mawson to speak publicly at the Agartha to Humanity World Symposium, where the worlds will meet in New York, New York. This will be the first step in a public disclosure initiative from those from the Inner Earth, the Kingdom of Agartha, to the people of Earth. We invite all of humanity to attend this public symposium and learn more about this ancient civilization and their timely message to humanity. And here's a statement by the ambassador. To the people of Earth, we have watched your development for eons, and now is the time to reconnect with our extended family around the world. We invite you to come and learn about the true ancient history that has been purposefully hidden from you by a great and powerful cabal. Over the years, we have communicated with your population to provide guidance to your leaders. In addition, we have sent messages to you through our emissaries, who by our direction have published our communication through news articles and selected media outlets. We have decided at this point in time in humanity's history to engage in a mutual diplomatic dialogue with the human population directly about our culture, technology, and spiritual insights to assist you for the coming changes you will soon experience. In addition to our presentations at Symposium, there will be a question and answer sessions with the public. All questions will be answered. Now is the time to awaken. We will assist those who are ready to shift from the matrix of illusion to a reality of truth and ascendance.
Okay, so I hold my hand up in that crowd, and they calling me. And my question is, what?
Yeah, exactly. So,
Huh?
well, Jules, you can say that there's Tamarinda. You would say with this you would say 5'8's not an unreasonable estimation, right?
Yeah.
5'6", 5'8", somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Not particularly tall. So and this is because she is Romanian born. However, despite the fact she was Romanian born, she is an Agarthan and is somehow the ambassador. Now, in reality,
You calling the Romanians average height? Huh?
that's the weirdest thing to pick a fight of. You're calling Romanians average height? I guess, yeah, sure. Yeah, I think your men are approximately 5'10", and your women are like, what, 5'7"? Is that the average? Anyway.
Something like that.
So, in doing a quick kind of Google about Tamarinda herself, you'll find her LinkedIn page, which is in Romanian. She's the CEO at a company called Shanti Deus, which is a, quote, quantum space medicine company. So here, what she's doing is effectively selling cures to various ailments that are all using the concept of quantum space medicine, which is so word salady.
Yeah, what does that mean at all?
So in her speech at this summit, she talked a lot about parasitic entities who attack and prey upon humanity.
I already understand.
Viruses, bacteria, herpes, and cancer that originate from parasites and fungus, which go into the bloodstream and lodge themselves in the brain and other vital organs in the body.
I thought she was about to go energy vampire direction. My bad.
No, but this is basically like using your, like, she's saying she does say that she can help you to cure AIDS with your mind. So, which AIDS is a man-made disease in the world of quantum space medicine. So, this is the thing. I understand that she is talking about like diplomatic channels and stuff to try to like, but she's also really the thing that they're trying to impress. Like in her statement, she said that, you know, they're gonna engage with a diplomatic dialogue with the human population directly about our culture, technology, and spiritual insights, which I guess is about curing AIDS with your mind.
Sorry, just to be clear, I'm laughing because you kind of threw a lot at me there that I just did not expect.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm kind of like crashing out over the last 10 minutes of information. Because what this sounds like to me, and I, you know, this has been true already, but I can't believe I'm just now thinking about this, but like it just sounds to me like people. When was she doing? You said 2017.
Correct.
Oh my god. Do you know what time of the year? Like, it
was pretty early.
I'm just saying this sounds like they're like, well, the UFO people can't have the disclosure grift all to themselves. We got to do it too. Now I understand that again, shades of this have been done, but you know, if you see the success of you know, which I do believe the like Tic Tac UFO thing was that 2017.
Yeah, I think so.
I think people just, it would make sense to me to get on the grift train, I guess, with disclosure, because like why wouldn't you do like, oh, I'm a flat Earth disclosure person, I'm a Hollow Earth disclosure person, I'm a starseed disclosure person, which is kind of the thing that I mentioned up front with the Nazi UFO starseed lady. Like that's kind of her thing too. So, Jesus, but Hollow Earth disclosure. I mean, it feels a little bit like you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, but whatever.
What's fun is there were 6 presentations at this summit. One of which was by Tamarinda Mawson. One was by a guy named Theodore Mawson, who is basically her friend that is a monk and studies at the Ancient School of Wisdom, which is another thing that she's a part of on her LinkedIn page. So it seems to be kind of a place that teaches about the Agarthan ways, I guess.
Do they have the same last name?
Yes, they do.
And they're just friends.
I believe so. I don't believe they're actually related, because they. So I first of all, I don't think that that's her birth name. You know?
Okay, I see.
I didn't find her birth name anywhere. But I believe that's kind of the Agarthan thing.
I see.
So he had another seminar about energy work and the creation of mandalas and stuff like that. But then other ones, there was these other things. The next one was from a guy that is an internationally respected time travel researcher named Dr. David Lewis Anderson. So like after the first 2 things about Agartha, the rest of the 4 things at this Agarthan summit had absolutely nothing to do with Agartha. And it just became kind of a conspiracy summit, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta pay for that hall rental somehow.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, it reads, this whole thing, I assume it's so niche. So I guess it does sort of make sense that only 2 of the 6 speakers at the Agarthan summit are about Agartha.
Yeah. But some other stuff that Tamarinda talks about, she says that chromosomes 23 and 24 are going to be very important to our future, and because they're, quote, directly linked to the heart and the evolution of humanity. So I don't exactly know what that means, but I guess watch out. Like these are the kind of things that I like. Whenever I see something like this that is very specific, but also the ends of it are vague in that it's specifically chromosomes 23 and 24, and it's linked to the, quote, future of humanity. That's vague. It always makes me feel like that's a dog whistle that I just don't understand, you know? Like, is that like an anti-autism dog whistle or something,
chromosomes to watch for, yeah.
Yeah, it feels like there's something that that someone who studies biology would know that this is a dog whistle for something that I just don't understand, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
She also discusses the Solomonari, who are supposedly able to control the weather, and they are guardians of sacred sites throughout Romania. So, like, she also gets on to a whole other thing. Like, this summit seems kind of widespread and doesn't really seem to be about diplomatic relations with Earth. You know, it doesn't quite fit the brief as far as I can tell.
Are you trying to imply that these people have some kind of ulterior motive?
You know, I might be saying that maybe this was not brought.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, I know. Big questions here.
I just why the Hollow Earth thing? If you're gonna pick a grift, why not pick something with way more people, like, even aware of it? You know, but. Sometimes it seems to me almost like there's a little bit of like an ego thing where it's like, well, this is my special thing. That's my specific area, you know? But I don't know. It just seems like, yeah, you could probably grift more people with flat Earth or UFOs. But
yeah, I mean, I guess like
they're trying to invest in the ground floor in the new thing now.
That's fair. Yeah. That could be it too.
There are a lot fewer people. They're
going to make it the next big thing.
Yeah. And, like, I think Atlantis and Lemuria kind of have like, a contingent with them, you know? Like, I think that kind of draws some people in. Because even there are people who are totally reasonable human beings that will, like, kind of believe in Atlantis, you know?
Yeah. Yes.
So, yeah, it's there's, like, I have a bunch of... Basically, we're going to be revisiting some other Flat Earth weirdos in the near future because I want to do an episode on Clyde Teed. I want to do an episode on Siegemeister.
Incredible name, by the way.
I know.
Mr. Siege.
it's really pretty wonderful, and also
that
like that Telos thing.
Isn't that what Meister means if it's in your name? It's
I
like
believe master.
Master Siege.
I think. Yeah.
Whoa.
So he's really good at sieging, which is
Yeah.
not a thing that you do a lot in the modern era. You know,
We should be sieging more.
I think you're right.
Seinfeld, if it was in 1100 AD or whatever.
Yeah. Whatever happened to sieging? Yeah.
Do you siege, George? I siege.
I plunder.
Yes.
All right. So that will get us through what we're talking about with Hollow Earth today. So let's go ahead and move on to our big question. So, if you guys had to, basically, if you were to try to enter the Hollow Earth through one location, where do you think the best place on Earth for an entrance to the underground world of the Hollow Earth would be?
Centralia.
I was literally thinking about that.
Yeah?
Yeah, because especially because we were looking for Fire Jesus. I think Fire Jesus could be in the burning hole of Centralia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where was that comet or UFO that crashed down in
Tunguska?
Ukraine? Oh, maybe.
The Tunguska
The
event?
Tunguska, the site of the Tunguska event.
Yeah.
That would just be
I
cool
think-
because then you could expand lore both ways. You could expand lore for the Hollow Earth. Maybe it was a passage that opened up after the Tunguska event, which we all know was a UFO.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the UFOs, the aliens on the UFO, went down into the Hollow Earth and co-mingled with the Agarthans, and there's a new hybrid Agarthan alien race down there. As a result,
These are typical coastal elite answers. Why don't we make it
the
somewhere
fuck?
like the Cracker Barrel?
See, then how about
All right.
let me hit you with my
Where good, honest working folks could go.
I don't think I want to do the Cracker Barrel. Not after the logo change. I won't stand for
Oh,
it.
that's fair. That's fair.
Man, did you see the thing? Okay, not to totally derail this podcast, but did you see the thing where someone looked at metrics for all posts about that stuff, and it was like 97% driven by bots? Like they found so few actual people that actually were posting about it in the initial time, and effectively it seems like that Cracker Barrel was never actually planning on doing it. It's people are wondering about this. It's like most of the discourse around that was driven by bot farms and not by people.
I have no proof that this is true, but I almost felt like the backlash against that Sydney Sweeney jeans ad was the same way, where I was like, these aren't real people complaining about this.
Yeah. I mean, there's rumors and like some statistics that like Twitter is at this point about 80% bots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about all these things you both just said, too. Conspiracy weirdos? Might I suggest to everybody out there that the 15% of people posting online who are upset about the Cracker Barrel thing, my recommendation is to go, as a protest, go to Cracker Barrel, buy the most expensive item on the menu, then just walk to the nearest trash can and just dump it out.
Yeah, but make sure you
And
give
that's
them
my
your money
recommendation.
first.
Oh, yeah, that's obvious, yeah.
And tip.
Yeah.
And tip. Yeah, well, you have to tip. You got to tip.
Yeah.
And play that little peg game first.
Yes, the one where if you can't solve it, you're an ignoramus or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
my favorite part of Cracker Barrel.
I had one of those things at my house growing up because I played it at Cracker Barrel a lot. I loved, man.
I love
was a fun
Cracker
place to go
Barrel.
to breakfast. Too bad they ruined it.
Well, yeah, with the logo, I think I'm done. So
Yeah. I think in terms of my answer here, I want to say that any manhole cover across America,
like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles situation. That's what they did, right?
Instead of going to the sewers, it goes directly to Agartha. You know? And so if you ever just want to go to the subterranean civilization, just go out into the street, stand in the middle of the street, lift up that manhole cover, and
Drop
climb
in.
down. You'll be there
Yeah.
immediately.
That would be kind of sick, actually. I'm realizing how little sense what I just said made. Where I was like, that... You're like, what if we turned every manhole cover, you could just drop down into Agartha from it? And I was like, yeah, just like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I mean, hey, they used manhole covers to get into the sewers.
The sewer, which is what's actually there.
So in some ways...
But are you saying that you think that there's actually a clubhouse beneath New York City where a bunch of turtles hang out right now?
I do, but I think it
No.
was an ARG for the re-release of
yeah.
the original live-action trilogy on 4K and Blu-ray that's coming out.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. Supposedly we are getting a sequel to that animated one, though, that Seth Rogen
Thank
did.
Christ.
That was a fun movie. I liked it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
How sick would it be, though, Niall, to just, like, you're walking around this big city, and you, like, turn to your friend, I'll be like, all right, I'll see you, and you open up a manhole cover and just climb down, and the other person just like, where the fuck did they go? And they're just, you just tell them, the mystical land of Agartha.
Okay.
Kinda cool.
So that would be really cool. But
Thank
it also just kind of brought back to my mind. Isn't that how they get to the Mushroom Kingdom in the Super Mario Brothers live action movie?
Oh my god, I don't remember, actually, but you might be
'Cause
right.
It's something in the pipes, and there's
Well,
like
sure.
I think it's
Mario
a pipe.
do pipe. Does
Correct.
pipes.
But I remember them going down the manhole cover, but I don't remember if that explicitly then takes them over or if they have to
Yeah,
then
I don't
find a
know.
specific pipe. You know?
Or if they have to, like, do plumbing in the sewers to get there.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Anyway,
Maybe we could
So I'm talking
rewatch
about
it.
the live action one, not the animated one from like 2 years ago, which is actually similar in terms of how they get to the Mushroom Kingdom as well. So maybe it applies to both.
Yeah, this
anyway.
is the old live action one starring Ron Jeremy.
Kyle.
What? You didn't... sorry, I thought we were talking about Super Hornio Bros.
Didn't he do a Mario Brothers porno parody or something?
There's
But then-
a whole story to that.
Yeah, because Nintendo bought it so that it wouldn't be released to the public, if I remember correctly.
Something like that.
Anyway, this is an entirely unnecessary tangent. I don't know. Any final thoughts, anybody, on Hollow Earth or anything, I guess?
I wish I could go
Yeah.
to Hollow Earth.
So, hey, supposedly they got, like, advanced technologies and are, like, really fucking sick and stuff.
Sounds cool.
And like, in a good way, you know?
The new movies make it seem scary.
It's true. They do, because, like, it's a lot of, like, you know, big beasts.
There's big scary beasties in those that'll eat you.
Yeah, and Kong's from there. So, like, luckily Kong, but Scar's from there, too. And Scar was that his name? In the villain in the most recent one?
Sure.
In the
I
Lion
think it's like
King?
Skaar or something.
It literally is. I think it is Scar though. The red
Scar King,
the
I think?
red Kong guy in the latest one. How many of those have you seen? How many behind
One.
are you, Kyle? You're fucked.
Yeah, because the newest one has Dan Stevens in it, and it's great.
It's really fucking good, and he's gonna be in the next one too.
I saw Kong versus Godzilla, right?
Yeah, that's the first one where they actually go into the flat Earth.
Yes.
Not flat Earth, Hollow
They
Earth.
go into the Hollow
They go
Earth.
into
That's
the
right.
flat Earth,
They
into the
go
ground.
into the flat Earth. Well, that one's been slapped on God's hand like a wristband.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
All right. Well, on that note, since we brought...
If the different Earth theories were the different color silly bands that you used to get for doing sexual favors at parties, which one would be which one?
What were the favors? Because I don't actually know.
Oh, well, I guess we were going to different parties.
Yeah, I never went to silly bands parties.
Neither did I. Jesus Christ. I have
was that
you're
even
an
was that
experienced...
that was a myth, right?
Yeah,
that
it
wasn't
had
a
to have
thing
been
that
a
ever
myth,
actually
yeah.
happened.
It may have happened one time after the news story happened with
Yeah,
kids
I feel
being
like
cheeky.
it gave kids the idea to do it.
So many of those things where it's like where parents are scared of some crazy thing happening with teenagers, they're giving the teenagers that idea by putting it on the news, you know?
Yeah.
It's wild.
There was a great episode of Degrassi, The Next Generation, about that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
the show
Did
that
you ever watch
had-
Degrassi?
it's the one that had Drake, right? The show that had Drake.
Yeah.
No, I've not seen it.
Well, this is the modern one that was made when we were kids. Is a reboot of a show
Oh.
from the 80s.
Yeah.
But the one I'm talking about
they-
had Drake on it.
Oh, okay. And they had like wristband rainbow parties and stuff.
There was an episode about it that was like when it was
Nice.
topical at the time. This girl has all these wristbands.
I love
Nice.
shows set in high schools that try to do ripped from the headlines stuff. It always comes off so fucking heavy-handed and ridiculous.
Do you know what happens to
No, I
Drake
don't.
on Degrassi?
No.
It's
oh,
your
God.
typical rip from the headlines topical thing. You guys don't know?
I have no
No.
idea. I
What?
know he's
No,
in a
no, no. I
wheelchair.
He gets shot in a school shooting, and that's why he's in a
Oh my
wheelchair.
Oh, he's
God.
not. He doesn't
What?
start in a wheelchair.
No, he gets shot by a kid. A kid brings a
Oh.
gun to school and shoots him.
Wow.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
I didn't know
Okay.
that was a. I thought that was a thing that happened off screen. That he like his character had always been in a wheelchair.
No, he starts out,
Okay.
walking.
Wow.
All right.
Okay. Interesting.
Degrassi's crazy. Degrassi goes off.
Did you ever watch the season that had like Kevin Smith on it and shit? Because like
No.
Jay and Silent Bob show up on Degrassi at some point.
I might have seen that at the time, but it would have meant absolutely nothing to me. I would have been like, I recognize that. I still have never seen a movie with Jay and Silent Bob in it besides Dogma.
Oh my.
All right.
Dogma's
goodness.
my only Jay and Silent Bob experience.
Look, we'll have to. I don't know if we have to correct that.
No, we have to.
Okay, sure. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. There is a certain charm to a Kevin Smith movie that I don't think a lot of other things have hit, but also that charm doesn't work on about 50% of the population, and even beyond that there are people who only like about 3 of them. So, we'll see where you fall eventually.
I mean, I have a fondness for Kevin Smith.
Same.
We'll
But
just
I also have seen most of his movies.
He fascinates me.
we'll just do a big Kevin Smith marathon. Just see how many we can watch in a row together.
Great.
All right. I'm going to actually call this one before we keep just
Yeah.
talking about Kevin Smith. So, Jules, do you want to plug anything?
I can't say that on the podcast.
She was
Yeah,
about
we're gonna
to-
have
I
Jules
can't
close
say that
up
on the
close up
podcast.
the plug bag here.
Follow Electrical Audio on Instagram.
Nice.
They have a website. You can book their studios for a reasonable rate. They have great engineers that work there.
Yeah.
Go make your album at Electrical Audio.
in Chicago, Illinois.
Give them the old plug.
So, look, Kyle, let's take care of some business.
Yeah.
If you want to follow us on social media, we're on Twitter at IGW Podcast.
You can follow us on Facebook.com/ItGetsWeirdPodcast.
And we're on all your favorite podcatchers. Wherever you listen to podcasts, look up It Gets Weird, and we're almost certainly there.
You can follow us on Blue Sky at It Gets Weird. We're there now. You can follow us on twitch.tv/ItGetsWeird. I'm going to be getting back into that stream with Colin here real soon. Complete that Pokemon Fire Red Nuzlocke run. I think we've got... How many gyms? I think we got 2 or 3 gyms left. We're almost there. And then the Elite Four. It's going to be cool.
Is one of them Jim Halpert?
Yeah, Niall. One of them's Jim Halpert.
Okay, cool.
So check that out or whatever.
It's one of them according to.
Yep. So I think the last 3 are According To and Halpert and Jones.
Jim Norton. Okay,
Oh.
yeah. Jim Jones. Yeah, that's better.
Then email us.
No,
It Gets
in
Weird Podcast.
solidarity, one of them is Kimmel.
And Jimmy Kimmel's really gonna need support from us in this trying time.
It's so fucked up how wrong Jim Kimmel sounds to my ear.
Good old Jim Kimmel down at his talk show.
You could email us at itgetsweirdpodcast@gmail.com if you want to do that. Just let us know how we should refer to you. And send us
I want
something
everyone
cool.
to send in emails of people with names. Try to
Oh,
send in the
fuck.
weirdest version of someone's name that would sound fucked up like that. Like
Okay.
calling him Jim Kimmel. Like other celebrities that either have nicknames or whatever, just what their what another version of their name would be. I want as many people to send that as possible.
This is our most kind of esoteric ask we've in a while, I gotta say.
If
We're gonna
you
get an
do
email.
this, if
At
people
least
do
one.
it, I will come on and read them. And Kyle just has to text me that people emailed
will-
it before you guys record next week.
We'll do this on a mailbag episode.
Yeah, I will come and read them.
John Taylor
maybe Jules
Thomas.
can do it. Maybe Jules could in full fashion here do a top 10 list of the best.
Yep.
Ooh.
And I will throw a pencil at the webcam, and it
Yeah.
will be bad audio.
Yeah. So get those names in here now, and we'll have that on the upcoming long threatened mailbag episode.
Yeah, so do everything they just said to itgetsweirdpodcast@gmail.com. That would be great. But if you want to support us, check out patreon.com/itgetsweird. We have a $1 tier, a $2 tier, and a $5 tier. The $1 tier is the tip tier. You don't get anything. You're just saying, hey, here, I like your show. Here's a buck. At the $2 tier, you get It Gets Weird TV, where every other week, Niall and I are watching some sort of weird TV. Right now, we're in X-Files Season 3, and it's fucking great. So check that out. At the $5 tier, you get another bonus show in the off weeks called World of Weird. So at the $5 tier, you're getting bonus content every single week. World of Weird, Niall and I just shoot the shit about whatever the hell we want to talk about. A lot of the times it's movies and television and music, and sometimes it's stuff from the main show that doesn't make it in. I think this last one was like 45 or so minutes of music talk. So, hey, check it out. It's a lot of fun. Patreon.com/itgetsweird. Whether you donate to the $2 tier or the $5 tier, you get access to the main show 2 days early on Friday instead of Sunday on your own private Patreon feed. And you get access to the Discord where we're hanging out, chatting with our listeners. So go check it out. If you want to chat with us directly, that's the best way to do it. Obviously, you can email us or whatever, but like that is the direct line. Patreon.com/itgetsweird. If you can't
And on
donate,
the
though, please.
It Gets Weird Patreon, you guys are watching X-Files, but on the This Stays Normal Patreon, you're actually watching According to Jim.
Yeah, we're watching.
I thought you were
According
gonna
to
go
Jim
like
and-
Law and Order or something, because according to Jim works better.
We're
I like
watching
it.
According to Jim, and we're watching for the movie podcast at the $5 tier. Ernest Goes to Jail. So go ahead and check
That's right.
that out in the Mirror Universe. But if you can't support, if you don't have the money, we understand. But you still want to support us, please tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your congressman all about It Gets Weird podcast.
The This Stays Normal Patreon is like prohibitively expensive though.
Yes,
It's true.
And
Very
it's
expensive.
mandatory that you pay.
It's
What's
it's
that
a
guy's name
minimum
from-
$5,000 buy-in.
Yeah.
You know?
What's
And
that?
that's
What's
tier
that guy
one.
from the cartoon Doug? Very expensive.
Oh yeah. Jesus Christ, what is his name?
Mr. Dinkelberg or whatever.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that.
Wow.
Only 90s kids will remember this. Only 90s kids.
Thank you all for supporting It Gets Weird. We really appreciate it. I've been Niall.
And I'm Kyle signing out.
Peace.